Hello, everybody, and happy holidays from ProblemSolvHer podcast.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays from Daggy and I.
Frohe
Dagmar's in the
Weihnachten.
house. Chloe's here.
Happy
It's the holiday
Hanukkah.
season. Ho, 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 and merry, merry, merry. And it's the fifth night of Hanukkah for those of you that celebrate like I do. Hanukkah is the festival of lights, for those of you who don't know. And we're not going to get into a whole religious segment because we don't talk religion and politics on here. But it is a pretty cool little piece of history. It's when the Maccabees freed themselves from the Syrian Greeks and they traveled and there was light for 8 days so that they can get back to safety. And that is what Hanukkah represents, the 8 days of the Festival of Lights. So that part is really cool. And tonight I will light the 5 candles on the fifth night. I'm doing it by myself tonight, which is fine. You don't have to be with other people. You can say the prayer and do it by yourself. And I'll have a little glass of wine because it's the holiday season. I'm waiting for someone to contact me that has watched the podcast or listened on YouTube and said, "You have such a great voice. We really want you to join our choir." Never going to happen. Never. Daggy, how are you this holiday season? Because it really starts, and we discussed this previously, for whatever reason in Florida, after Halloween, it's like all the lights are up. Before Thanksgiving, it's the holiday season is in full gear in the beginning of November. So how do you feel so far, and what are we discussing today?
So from the Halloween season, I feel pretty good. So my sister told me the German tradition is still on that you put the lights in the windows to welcome Jesus Christ coming. And like these days, it's electrical lights, right? And they have like this little wooden frame. And then you have the little electrical lights on it. And just before the podcast, I listened to Pope Leo's concert for the poor. And I
Wow.
thought that's interesting. So everybody was invited who couldn't afford a concert. And it was like with Michael Bublé. It's like it was not just.
I love Bublé. I want to see him in concert, and I'm not a huge concert goer. I've seen 2 concerts in the last 3 years, but I would love. He is incredible to me.
Yes.
And he has the best. My mom always has the holiday music playing with Bublé in the background.
Yeah. And I listened to an interview to him that he himself, like he's very faithful and he himself does not see him as so super successful because he could be whatever competing with the top, but he chose family.
And he's had a lot of tragedy with his family and things happened. So God bless him and his beautiful wife. He's so talented. We love you, Bublé. If you ever want to listen to or come on, we'd love to have you because 25% of our listeners are men. And on TikTok, I'm 60-40 right now. 60% of what I post are men are watching and 40% are women. And men love to chime in on the comments. So I think it's smart. Men want to know what women are thinking and doing and where our, life is going and our creative juices and dating and what's a red flag versus a green flag and all the good stuff. So, Daggy, what are we doing today?
So the topic is a pretty hot one. Stop fixing everyone else. And I think that's a very interesting topic. Not sure if it's still in like the younger generations today, but as I was growing up, I was the fixer. Like I tried to fix everyone, my siblings and my boyfriends and my friends. And I thought I had it all. And it was so time intensive and so energy sucking. And at the end, I tried to help that they could be better in school, better partners, better relationships, better jobs. And like, you cannot fix anybody and you shouldn't fix anybody, but you cannot fix anybody if they don't want to be better. That's where I am now. So finally at this age, I can stop it. When I see somebody or I hear somebody or I meet somebody and they tell me something, then in the first second, my helper, my caregiver comes out and I want to fix them. And then I hold myself back and no. If they don't ask me for help, I'm not offering anymore because that was something like I always offered, offer. You didn't have to help me, ask me for help. Here I am. What do you need? Here I'm helping you. I'm taking care of it. And I think another thing what I learned, it's something so you don't have to focus on yourself. You don't have to deal with your own challenges. If you focus on somebody else's challenges, and it's a neglect. It's a neglect of yourself.
Neglecting yourself.
And could be that you don't feel like you're valuable enough or you didn't learn it, right, to take care of yourself. So what's your approach? How do you see that topic?
Well, I want to respond to what you just said first, and then I'll give you my thoughts, because it's a hot topic, and it's a topic where you really have to dig deep and go beyond the surface levels and subconsciously get in tune with yourself. You said you've been doing it since you were a child. Where do you think, because everything is learned behavior, right? Where do you think that that actually came from? Was your mother always like that? Was your father? Was a grandparent like that? Was it a teacher that you really respected that was like that? Where do you think that that derived from as a child?
So my mom was not a fixer and my dad was not a fixer. I think it came from me as I grew up. My mindset was already logical. And if I wanted to get something, my father challenged me and said, how does it work? And if you have this mindset, how does it work? You always look for to improve something, right? To make it better. And I think that's how I subconsciously trained myself. And I always did like self-improvement. I did a lot of education for the first few years, or in my youth, I did more business education, business improvement, then later personal development. But I think in my case, it came from I want to make something better, but it's a little bit perfectionism too.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that all of what you just said makes sense of how that came to be, because I truly believe that we're all products of our environment, and that starts at a very young age. Whether it's in a household or it's people that you're around, it could be relatives, it could be teachers, it could be during sports, and that kind of molds us. And then as we become adults, we revert back to those behaviors, right? Not saying that they're negative or they're bad, but that's kind of in our adulthood, that's what we do. And when I was growing up, I remember, because it's almost like when your dad would challenge you. I came from a very competitive household in sports. And when you're around that, you become competitive in life with everything. So that also then in turn makes it so that you want to be a perfectionist as well, or you want to be the best at everything and you don't want to fail. So I came from a house where we were playing sports at a very young age. My parents' best friends owned an indoor tennis club, which, like, these indoor clubs are not they're mostly outdoor, and they were on clay courts, which is also very unheard of for indoor. And we were ranked. We had rankings when we were young, already like 11, 12 years old. So, and then had a basketball team I was on from seventh grade through 12th. My dad was the coach, and we won every single year. We won 6 years in a row. And my brother was really good at golf and tennis. And my mom is a great golfer and tennis player. My dad plays everything. And my grandfather was practically a scratch golfer in the 50s, and he won all the club championships on wooden clubs. So it's like I come from a family where sports is very important. And that also puts a lot of pressure on yourself, right? And always feeling like you have to be the best. And when you're not, when people are better than you, then you might feel a little insecure about yourself, and you're always worrying about what is everyone thinking, or I just lost the basketball game for everyone because I didn't get that last foul shot. Oh my God, what are people going to be thinking? And then it goes into your younger adult life where you're always worried about, like you said, fixing and doing and making sure everyone else is okay. And what do they think about me? Did I offend this person, or are they going to cancel me? What did I say wrong? Was it that I don't have time for that in my life anymore. And I know you don't either. Because if we don't focus on ourselves and what we need to do to better ourselves every single day, and how we can maybe do something differently, or after an argument with a friend or a family member, you go, you know what? I totally hear what you're saying, and I'm reviewing. I always say thank you, and I will review. right? Because you want to, when someone says something to you and they're giving you feedback or they're upset about something, you have to process it. So, that being said, I've decided because we're coming to the end of the year, right? Like I said, this is the fifth night of Hanukkah, Christmas is next week, and then the following week is New Year's. It's almost 2026. Is that I'm throwing out the garbage. And what I mean by that is I'm releasing everything and everyone that I don't need in my life. I don't need to hold on to relationships that don't fulfill me. I don't need to stay with a man just because I've known him for so many years and I love him. I don't need to be friends with somebody just because I feel like I have to be loyal and, I think that there are good parts to them. I don't need to take a job just because there's good money involved, but I don't like the concept or the people behind it, right?
Right.
So I think it's really important to at the end of the year, and I'm not about the New Year's resolutions. I said this on the last one. All right, here we go. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. January 5th comes, and so forget it. It's more about what you need to release so that we can talk about what we do want in the new year. And that's kind of where I'm at. And that comes with if you want to find peace within, you know, you have to get rid of all the negativity and the toxicity around you, which can be very hard for all of us because we hold on to things. But I think that if we really surround ourselves with incredible people and the ones that we love, then we will be in a better place coming into the new year. It's like athletes and famous musicians and actors. You have to have a good team around you, right? You can't have bad seeds in your camp where this one's trying to steal money from you, this one's only friends with you because they want you to read their script. It's the same thing in friendships and with family, right? Is this one using me for something? They always want my advice. I'm doing this for free. Everything's for free, free, free. My time, my energy, my emotional stability, all these things. So my top three things would be give yourself grace always, always. Be true to who you are and take out the trash, honestly. Put it in the recycle bin. Be nice about it. You don't have to put it like in the big dirty garbage can. Put it in the recycle bin.
Yeah. Cool. Interesting.
What do you
My
think?
thing, three things would be first, stop fixing everybody else. When somebody tells you something and you can feel the fixer coming out of you, stop yourself. Do not give in. And then when they move on, ask them, do you want a response or do you just want that I listen? If they say, I just want that you listen, move the fixer to the side. There's no space, no recognition, no respect, no acceptance, no value for the fixer because the fixer has value, right? So if they say, I want that you say something at the end, my third thing then is I do really practice active listening. So then at the end, I do not offer them a solution, what I think they should do, but I ask them more questions to help them figuring it out on their own. So this is how I moved from fixing everyone else, telling them what they should do from my experience, my opinion, my view to, okay, they want my feedback. I really want that they find the best for them in a relationship, in a job, in a new situation. So I will put effort in to ask them the question so they can figure it out on their own by allowing every question to go deeper to the point where they really know, is that what they want to do or not? Why do they want to do it? And is that something good for them to do?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree any more than with everything that you just said. And you do that. If I call you or I have something and, I'm like you, I'm in the moment. I'm like, I got to get it out. So I'm like, I'm up, I'm down, I'm all around. And then once I release it, then I come back down to earth. And you'll say, okay, do you want my advice or you just want me to listen? You always start the conversation like that, which is great because it allows people to just be able to dump if they want to. And then at the end, it's like, no, I do want your advice. I always want your advice, me personally. And I think it's important to have people that you trust that you can bounce things off of. But we have to be very careful who we give our emotional time to, our spiritual time, and our business time to, right? And
Right.
if we don't do that, then we can get stuck in these rabbit holes where all of a sudden we've both been there. We're giving advice. People are calling for questions. It's like we're business coaches. This is what we do for a living, right? You have a lot of kitties to feed. Oliver's like having a son in, in Harvard because he's so bougie and fancy and needs all the good stuff. So that being said, we can give advice here and there to friends or family if they ask, but we can't put hours a week into helping people where this is what we do for a business, right? So we have to be really intentional with our time and people. And it's just so funny because I think about growing up and how even, when you go into high school, everyone, it doesn't matter. A man can be 75 years old. When I was in high school, I was the biggest stud. I was the track star. I was a varsity basketball player. I had all the girls. Once I went to college, because college is very different. You could be the star in high school, and then you go to college with 50,000 people, and you're like, whoa, I'm like nobody here, right? And then you have to reinvent yourself. So it's like high school and then college. And then in your early 20s, like someone like me living in New York City, where you're like, oh my God, I was like, I'm so pretty. I got this great job. I'm living in Manhattan. And then I go out and be like, all these women are beautiful. They're all smart. They all have really great jobs. These girls went to Ivy League schools. I didn't. All these guys are beautiful. And you get a little insecure for a minute. But I think that if you really truly know who you are at the core, the essence of you, and you believe in yourself, then you'll make the right decisions and you will allow yourself to say, hold on a second. Like you said, I am not even trying to fix this person in this moment. I'm not even going to bring something up because then I am going to give myself too much of my emotional time, emotionally and spiritually to this person. And I know they're going to suck more out of me and they're going to want more. So I think there's a fine balance of what you're willing to give yourself of somebody, and I think that's why relationships, which I know is your favorite topic, Dagmar, why relationships are very difficult, specifically between men and women, because nobody wants to be vulnerable enough where they're like, oh my God, this person can hurt me. But then again, if you're not, how do you fully give yourself to someone to see if it's actually going to work? And there are no guarantees in life, people. I want everyone to understand that. There are no guarantees in life. You never know if something's going to work out or not. We just don't. We don't have a crystal ball. You could think that something's incredible. Some people are married for 50 years and they wake up, they're like 80, like, I don't want to be with you anymore. Like, what? You're 80. Who cares? Just suck it up, buttercup. And it's like, no, I want to start living my life now. So I think it's just important to really find peace and joy within yourself before you decide who you're going to give your energy to. And especially around the holidays, because a lot of people during the holidays, although a lot find joy, some people find sadness because they feel like they're alone or they have to spend time with people that they don't want to be with, or they say, oh, I wish I had a significant other right now, and they don't. So be kind to yourself and love yourself. And again, give yourself grace.
Yeah, what you just said, find inner peace within the not having the pressure I gave myself or the seeking because I wanted value or being loved, right? Having the peace, especially if it's somebody where I'm emotionally not connected with, right? It's not a family member, it's not a friend. It's just somebody you meet somewhere and they start talking and you hear them, you know exactly this is what they should do. And they're wandering off all the ideas and thoughts, whatever. The peace I have now to make a conscious decision within me. Do I want to go into this frequency or energy or just not let them talk and then, hey, it was good seeing you, nice meeting you, and just move on
I mean,
in
if
the
you can
old
do
days.
that, it's incredible if you can do that. I think
Yeah,
it's hard because it's almost like we have to program our
no, I'm programmed. No, no. I worked on that because, like you said, so here's the downside. If If you allow that to happen, at the end you feel used. And that's very negative energy. And only you feel the negative energy. The other person doesn't feel the negative energy. So you feel like, oh my God, 2 hours of my time will not come back. And they still don't do what I suggested to them, what they should do, what's clearly best for them. And then you get frustrated about it. And it's all you. Negative, negative, negative. So now, if I love you and I really think, and you give me permission to say something, then I will ask you questions. The questions I think will make you aware of what you really want. Is that something what moves you forward, right? But everybody else, no, I don't have to do it anymore.
That's beautiful. I mean, I think that the majority of people, especially the younger generation, and I don't mean to pick on you guys because I wish I was of a younger generation right now. We all know I don't even want to age. I won't talk about my. I'm done. Listen, I'm going to be 42 for the rest of my life. Nobody ever asked me if you meet me and you see me in the pie, go, oh my God, you're so fine. You look younger in person. How old are you? No, 42 always. Is that when you're younger, you're very impressionable, right? And because we didn't have social media growing up, you and I think like Facebook was like barely a thing when I was in my, and we have to remember that the only person that is responsible for our own happiness is ourselves. Nobody else. No one else can give us. If you want to be in charge, it's like Morrissey says, no one has access to my energy. It's the same as if you want to be happy, it has to come within. So the power of now, the power of Kabbalah, the art of happiness from the Dalai Lama, all these books really explain where you can come from the depths of to la di da, la di da. But only we are in charge of doing that. And what we do is, as humans, is like, you did this, and this one did that, and that one did this, and this one did that. No, no, no. What about what we did? And how do we change that narrative? Right. And
Right.
the best way to do that is to, again, and I'm going to keep saying this, surround yourself with the right people. I only want relationships that are give and take. Dagmar, you know, you can call me at 3 a.m. Anyone that's like in my true core, I'm ride or die. I am there for you. I'll jump on a plane in the middle of the night and I'll go help you. And with my parents and my brother, because now that Dylan's here, it's a new dynamic, right? We're all now in a very good place as a family where everybody, because remember, when you grow up with a family, it's like, communicate, tell us how you feel. Let's talk, let's talk. You know, most families, no, they throw it under the rug. They don't discuss. We were like over, like, get it out. Let's do it. Let's discuss it. And that's great. But sometimes it's like, okay, now you're telling me too much. Like, I don't need to know every second of what you think about me of every minute. Okay. I'm good. Thank you. So we're all in a really good place now where we help each other out with different things. It's a give and take. Okay. It's not, oh, I'm doing everything for you. You're doing nothing. Nope. Everybody has responsibilities, as my mom said. She has my dad and my brother. You know, she's got them in check, and we all help each other out. Dylan's been incredible with Oliver. Everybody knows Oliver's treated us as a son. Okay. Would you leave a baby home by themselves, a 2-year-old, a 1.5-year-old baby
No.
in a crib? No. So Oliver has to be with a person. Jeff would not like this. Thank God Jeff's not on right now. Oliver has to be with a human or other dogs. It's just a fact. Okay. And Dylan's been incredible with Oliver lately. I had him go to a meeting earlier. He took him for an hour long walk on the beach, sent me photos. He looks like he's in a photo shoot. And then, you know, I'll say to him, all right, well, I'm just leaving. Did you eat lunch yet? Want me to bring you something back? It's a give and take. My parents are not excellent at technology. They're not bad, but they're not great. I have to help them with all that. My dad needs a favor. I have to drop. My dad always says, you're my assistant. Okay, well, you don't pay me, but that's all right. And he'll say, I've been paying your whole life. You've had a good life. Whatever my mom needs, it's a give and take with everybody, and the circle keeps going around. And you and I have the same relationship. If people are not in relationships where it's just a known, it's a give and take, then what's the point of the relationship? It's a one-sided relationship.
Right. But let's talk about something else too, and then we come to the end of our episode. We both don't want to fix each other. And that makes
Fix anyone, to be honest.
a huge difference. If you're in a relationship with like in an intimate relationship or with a friend or with father, mother, other family members at the job, and somebody tries to fix you, it's really hard because they have their vision of who you should be. And you have your vision of who you should be. And perhaps you're not there yet. And perhaps their vision is a good one, but it's not where you're ready for it today. Right. So from my experience, when you recognize somebody tries to fix you and you care about them, you love them, what I normally do is I let them know I hear them and I appreciate and respect that they want the best for me. And when I'm ready to talk or discuss that or to move forward, I come back to them. And that makes them happy. And then they stop trying to fix me. And then, like what you said, I can think about it. And sometimes I'm ready to move forward and I just didn't think of that I could do it in this way. And sometimes I'm not ready to move forward.
That's a great approach. And I think that if more people did that, they would come up with a more calm and better outcome. But this whole idea of like trying to fix somebody and change them, people are who they are. And once you get to a certain age, people aren't changing anyway. So don't bother. But it's not about trying to fix somebody or change them. In my view, it's I can give suggestions and I can try and help you and I can be a sounding board. But if there's certain behaviors that we don't like in people that just are not, we're not feeling good about it, then you just kind of remove yourself from that situation. That's where I am right now. I'm not looking to fix anyone and I don't want anyone to fix me. And people will also say, well, hold on a second. Like, I'm who I want to be. Who are you coming in to tell me? And they'll get defensive anyway. So I think that it's great that we don't try to fix each other because we both have big personalities in different ways. Right. And when you truly love someone, you love all of them and you don't judge them. I don't want to judge anyone I'm really close to. And if I'm starting to judge you, that means you shouldn't be a part of my life because judging is not, it's not a good thing. We all do it. We all can be opinionated, but it's who you want to be around, who you want your energy to be around. The most successful people in this world are surrounded by the right people. They're not surrounded by shitty people
Right.
or ones that are constantly putting them
Right.
down or abusing them.
Right. That's what they always say. The 5 people you surround yourself, but you spend the most time with.
Well,
Exactly.
Oliver is I spend the most time with Oliver, so I don't know. I don't know if that means my future's bright or not, but
For me, it's between Hugo and the kitties.
I mean, maybe we need maybe we have to add some more to the
Yeah,
rotation.
we
I
have
have
to
too
end it
many.
now. We're getting too comedian. Like,
I
and then the
know.
jokes come out, and then we cannot stop laughing about it.
Yeah. No, it's about having the right base. Like you have your neighbors, I have the people in my building. I have friends from 8th grade. I have family in New York, London, LA, wherever. But sometimes, and people, this is massive. It's not the quantity of people that are around you. It's the quality. People, oh my God, I have 40, 50 friends. Always 40 or 50 friends. That's exhausting. You have 8, 10 really great people around you. That could include family too. It's the hardcore quality. And be around people that make you laugh. Because if you're not around people that make you laugh, brang.
Right. For me, for me, it's a very clear thing. Frequency. You can feel it if you feel good with somebody, or you don't feel
100%.
good with somebody, or they make you feel pressured or cornered or whatever. So if you feel good with somebody, normally we don't have the desire to fix them. If we don't feel good with somebody, or if somebody gives us the input that they want to be somebody else, I guess that's what it is, then the fixing comes out. But yeah, in general, I totally agree with you. It's the frequency and the energy, how we are
It comes down
different
to
stuff.
energy and vibes. It's like when you go into a party, right? The second you walk in, when you feel like the music is just great, you look around, everyone's good
Yeah.
looking and everyone's having fun and the energy, you're like, yeah. Or you might walk into a room and be like, no, I'll just turn around and walk out. I don't even want to know what's going on in there, you know? Just have fun, people. We need to have more fun in life. Don't take it so seriously. We need to have fun. We need to enjoy. We need to laugh a lot more. And crying is obviously part of it too. And for any of those that don't have any pets, Dagmar and I can tell you that the furry babies bring so much more joy to your life and
Make us better.
they make us better. And you live long. No, but you live longer when you have a pet in the home.
Oh my
Statistics
God.
will show
I will live so long then.
you're going to live till 120. Like all the rabbis in Israel say, may you live until 120, darling. Guys, we love
Also,
you. We hear you and we see you. And you can find us everywhere on the YouTube, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Chutzpah Girl on TikTok, Problem Solve Her on Instagram, ProblemSolvHer.com. No, Ian Solve, it's a play on words. You can find us everywhere. Daggy, what do you want to say to people before Christmas next week? And I don't even know if we're going to even have time to record before the new year. What's your message? What's your beautiful message to everybody?
I would say focus on inner peace and don't get distracted from the outer environment.
Beautiful. I would say this is from a famous song, Love the Ones You Love. And I'm going to let people do their research and see who sang it. Love the ones you love. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy
Love you,
holidays.
Daggy.
Love you too. Just a quick note before we end. This conversation is for inspiration and empowerment only. It's not medical, mental health, or legal advice. We are not doctors, therapists, or lawyers. Just women sharing real stories and personal truth. Always seek professional guidance for your unique situation.